3 p.m. I don't know if you do a roll call or whatever you want to do since it's on.
Yes,
Please
I
do.
will do a roll call. Okay, Mayor Michael Udine,
Here.
Kamasha Sivia, Andreas Ioano, Casey Carl Kozlowski, Mayor Josh Levy,
Here.
Romola Motwani,
Here.
Tim Petrillo,
Here.
Mayor Dean Trentalis,
Here.
Lauren Zirin. Okay, we have 6. We have a quorum.
Okay, great.
Thank you. So this meeting was called to consider 2 tourism sponsorship applications. I will turn this over to President Ritter for bringing this forward and for discussion.
Thank you. And I thank you so much for this last minute. As you know, this is our first year with F1 and there are tons of moving pieces here. And these are probably the last 2 pieces that have to move before we complete the puzzle. These are 2 tourism sponsorship applications. The money is in the budget, but the events are not in the budget. So under county administrative code or ordinance, I don't remember which it is, we need to present these to the members of the Tourist Development Council for a recommendation on funding before we can move forward with them. One of them is for the Super Yacht Rendezvous. Pierce has rebuilt their Super Yacht Village for us. They've replicated what they do during the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. We have 2 events happening, one Thursday night, which is hosted by Bermuda, one Friday night, which is hosted by Visit Lauderdale, and the first tourism sponsorship funding request is to close the loop on the funding of that party. We have sponsors for that party, but this is the last piece to close the loop. We had hoped to be able to pay for this with sponsorship money only. Some of the commitments fell through at the last minute, and so we are here today asking you to recommend approval for this.
What kind of numbers are we talking about?
The first one is 20,000.
All right, comments by the board or else I'll accept a motion.
So Stacy,
I have a question, Mayor Romola here. I'm just want to know why is it that this came this last minute, and are these events planned? Because I don't see a lot of time now between now and the event.
Stacy, Madam President.
The events are planned. As I said earlier, we had the funding in place for these events. We had commitments and pledges from corporate sponsors for this at the last minute. And when I say the last minute, I mean last Thursday. Some of those pledges fell through. And so we are where we are today.
well, I'll move to approve the recommended request.
I'll second.
All right, so I'm hearing a motion by Mayor Levy of Hollywood, and I think a second by Mr. Petrillo.
It's
Correct.
a motion to recommend approval of funding in the
Okay.
requested amount.
Motion to recommend approval of funding in the requested amount. Any discussion? All in favor,
Yeah, I
please.
would say,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, Andreas Ioano here. Look, I will go back to what Romola asked earlier. It is a concern of mine as well for both applications that is last minute and it's coming to us that is not going to be able to generate any impact now on business. This is slower than we all anticipated. We know that this coming weekend. So I'm not sure why we're recommending to approve this. I understand to support them, but they are not generating anything. They will not do anything new or additional for tourism at this late stage. That's my concern.
Well, can may I make a comment, Mayor?
Sure.
Okay, so as I understand, because I've seen some invitations go out for this event, is this event in place and in progress? And it is, what, correct? And it is tomorrow evening?
No, it's
And
Friday.
excuse me, Friday and Friday evening. Again, as I understand it, some sponsorships have backed out. This event is moving full pace. My concern is that if we don't support this, okay, this is the first year of a multi-year deal, and I don't want to come out of the gate as non-supportive to this event, because our expectation as a destination is to grow this. That's why we're investing in this. So why? The worst thing you do is, okay, we launched a party and we pulled out last minute. Moving forward, that we're gonna have an egg on our face. That's my concern.
Also, if I can direct you to the bottom of page 1 of the event sponsorship application, you'll see who's providing, who has provided commitments and followed through on them. We have total sponsorship income of $150,000. So $150,000 of the party's already paid for, but again, we just had a couple fall through at the last minute. And so we're asking you to close the loop on this.
All right, any other
So
comments?
Stacy, is it?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Look, we love to support events like this. I really have an issue with the late timing on this, and is it lack of planning on the behalf of the organizers to come to get ahead of the curve here 3 months, 6 months before the event to raise the money and promote this, or why is this so last minute? I mean, it's very unusual. It's the first time I see this. The event is tomorrow basically, right? And we're coming now to to spend money for the event. I don't understand it.
We didn't have 6 months to plan this event to begin with. We got the announcement for Formula One about 6 months ago. So we have put together what I think is an incredible weekend, considering the limited amount of time we had. We've also had great success in bringing half of the F1 teams to stay here in the destination. And while I understand that for the hoteliers on this call, your primary interest is room night generation, our mission is to market and promote the destination. We believe that these events do market and promote the destination. Clearly, room night generation is an issue here, and we are very careful in counting those room nights and generating them. But many of the events that we do are intended to create a buzz and a persona about the destination to encourage future visitation. It's not just the people who are here now, it's who's coming in the future, what businesses are coming in the future. And the people who are invited to this particular rendezvous party, they're high income individuals, they're business owners, they're yacht owners, they're yacht manufacturers. So they're people that Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance are bringing who are in the destination alliance of theirs. So the idea is to generate future through future interest and visitation in this, as well as have them bring their businesses here and expand the tax base. So it's a bigger mission than to just have people stay in hotels. It's a larger mission than to just have people stay in hotels. It's to make sure that we create an interest in the destination for people to visit here, and then eventually on the Alliance side to move here.
Yeah, and to that end, Stacy, also the whole yachting capital of the world type branding that Greater Fort Lauderdale seeks to grow, and it only becomes a better unique opportunity. I mean, like none other. Maybe I know that some of you went to Dubai. There are a lot of super yachts there, but certainly in our hemisphere, we are it. I don't think there's any other destination in the United States that has as many super yachts and a marine industry like we do. And I say we, really, city of Fort Lauderdale really is the main hub. Dania Beach as well, Pompano a little bit, in Hollywood, but I think this leverages all that, to Stacy's point, and having the super yachts be part of the hotel room, so to speak, as this type of event seeks to have people staying on super yachts for the weekend, and I think the natural marketing impressions that come from that and the uniqueness of it is certainly well worth the $20,000 save that we're helping to bail out this event, which can only grow and improve our image.
I agree with Mayor and also Stacy. I totally agree and all for it that, because it's investment in the future. It's a huge opportunity to have a mega event in our area and get a piece of it. It was just like in future, we just want to make sure we get enough time so we can get the most out of it. is a huge opportunity, and I totally agree with all of you.
Okay, any other comments from the board? If not, I'm going to call the question and ask all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Or any opposed? Not hearing any, please show that that passes unanimously. That brings us up to the second item, which I believe is the Grand Prix Beach Party. President Ritter.
Thank you. This one is for a significantly higher amount, same issues. $194,000. The total budget for this event was $414,000, and we have sponsors that have picked up the majority of this, but last minute commitments, and sadly, they did not follow through. Lesson learned on, who to go out, ask for money from. But this event also, this is the Las Olas Oceanside Park event that is taking place. It has already been advertised by Alfa Romeo. Many of you may have seen the commercials on television. They both use Alfa Romeo's logo and Visit Lauderdale's logo. We anticipate there will be thousands of people on Las Olas Oceanside Park, and apologize for the last minute, but this was literally dumped in our laps last Thursday, and this is the first opportunity we had to share it with you.
Mayor, can I make a comment on this?
Certainly, Mr. Scott.
Thank you.
Mr. Scott.
Just thought that.
He's my nom de plume.
You're
Uh,
guru.
So, 30,000 attendees. We know that you can't put 30,000 people on that space, so that's an exaggerated number. What is the purpose of this party? And this is a big amount of money. So, what is the purpose of this party, and why are we being asked to participate? Will it happen if we don't give this money? Questions like that, Stacy.
So the $30,000 isn't the attendance at the park. It's the attendance for F1. Okay, that's
Right.
number one. And
Right.
and people who fill out these tourism event sponsorship applications don't know what they're doing. And it's quite frankly not our job to tell them how to do it, because they're asking us for money, and we don't believe that we should assist them in filling it out. So sorry, that's their projected attendance at F1, along with the projected 18,000 room nights, which is their projected room nights for the total of F1. This party was our idea, but we don't do parties. We sponsor events. And because we have just started to dip our toe into fundraising for these kinds of events, we did over $200,000 worth of fundraising, but could not close the loop on the additional 194, in part because we had commitments fall through, and in part because we're very new at this. And just starting, it's the first year, and we had so this is not, no pun intended, we don't track record here on how to do events. We just knew we wanted to make some kind of splash for F1. And for the first year, we think we've done an extraordinary job, but this part clearly fell through. And look, we are embarrassed by it, and seriously embarrassed. We have to come to you 3 days before the event and ask you to recommend funding. We do have the money. We just don't have the item itself in the budget. So, I mean, I get it. I'm not happy. Trust me. There's nobody in this office that doesn't know how unhappy I am with the fact that we're here in front of you today. And this won't be happening again. And I can guarantee you that this will not be happening again. We have learned the lesson. We had a teachable moment, but we are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Reputationally,
Will the party take place without this money?
well, it's already been advertised.
Right.
So I can't tell you that it won't. It is not our party. We are sponsors of the event. So will Parker Bryan Experiences LLC put on this event without us? Probably, and then likely to consider legal action for an oral promise, not from us, not from me. But I'm assuming that somebody in the CVB made the promise that we would do this, and told me about it on Thursday.
Mayor,
Mr. Petrillo, Tim has his hand up. Go ahead. You have the floor.
I just have a couple questions. In regards to our destination, Visit Lauderdale, showcasing F1 to fans of F1. How many events do we have planned?
We are
That are our general public admission events.
the one.
And is it this one?
Mhm.
Okay. Again, that's my, from where I sit, we are battling constantly with Miami. And I think we need to compete with Miami. And if you look at the events that they're hosting, it far outweighs what we're hosting. And I think if we're going to grab market share from them, we have to compete with them. And that's why I understand this last minute, but at the same time, lesson learned. Let's build on this. And if we pull out, building on it for next year is going to be near impossible.
I'm just going to add one thing to that. We always read in the paper about how everything is Miami based. Everything, this company's moving to Miami, Miami's doing A, Miami's doing B. If we fail at this and this doesn't happen, I can guarantee you the headline in the paper is going to be Fort Lauderdale and Broward County couldn't come up with the beach park.
I agree.
I'm going to support this. I think the money's there. I think it makes some sense. So I'm going to be a vote yes. And I think we should definitely do this. It's the first year of a 10-year deal. This first year is a lot of learning involved. And I think that we're going to be able to leverage this over the next few years with a lot of things in Broward County. But to fail now puts us way behind on this for the rest of the next 9 years of the contract.
I agree.
Mr. Mayor.
Sir, Andre, you have the floor.
So maybe maybe I don't understand, Stacy, but what's the event about? What's going to be there in the space? What's going to be taking place?
So let me put Mike Sophia on and he can talk to you about the fan activation, because this is a fan activation zone. Mike, just speak specifically to the activation.
Yeah, this is really an opportunity to create a fan experience so that people that are in the destination have the opportunity to experience F1. The kind of feature part of this will be a video wall where you'll be able to watch the race from Las Olas. So again, people that are in town for the race, in town for whatever, can experience F1. Again, I think to the mayor's point and to Tim's point earlier is that creating the opportunity for people to be in Broward County and have a touch point with the Formula One Grand Prix weekend is kind of the mission of this. So there will be a car there, there will be drivers there, there will be a lot of other sponsor activations within the park.
And
it's when, on Sunday?
No, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And my understanding is that we are, this was as of yesterday, it could have changed in the past 24 hours, the only fan activation that will have the race broadcast.
That we know of, yes.
There are other fan activations around.
Yeah, this is similar to like when they do the Super Bowl parties and they have the area out in front. Usually take it to the arena, but this is better because it puts people right in other cities.
Right, or to piggyback on Mayor's comments, I'm on the Orange Bowl and there's an Orange Bowl activation for the national championship that's on Ocean Drive. And that party has gained so much momentum over the last 5 years. And this is a similar experience. It's not really for the people who are going to the game. It's the people who can't go to the game that want to interact with the experience.
So, if I may, Mayor?
Mayor, this, Ramon, oh, sorry, Mayor, you want to go ahead?
So Romola, let me go with Josh first, and then I'll go to you.
Sure.
So Josh, you have the floor first.
Thank you. I guess to either Mike or Stacy regarding this ask being 194,000 and the event already being planned out. Did you all already go through, let's just call it, the deficiencies in the sponsorship and maybe look to value engineer anywhere you could in terms of what this money could let's just say add to the event? You know, I don't know how they built their cost, you know, for the event, but again, if you had a way to say, okay, well, what you're saying is we're missing 20,000 for a bounce house, well, we'll do the rest, but we don't need the bounce house. In other words, was there a way to really trim this, or do you have the ability to work with the producer to say, well, show me exactly your expense list and kind of make sure that we're subsidizing something with you know, to the degree that we want to, but maybe in some ways maybe we wouldn't want to. And just again, I don't know the penny for penny really where this is and what his expenses are and et cetera.
It is unlikely at this late date that we could get them to cancel anything. The vendor has already, the Parker Bryan Experiences have already made their commitments. They've already signed their contracts with their vendors. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Reputation.
Can I just say, Stacy, can I just say this? I knew nothing about this until this meeting. And here it's happening right in my front yard.
Okay,
You
so
know,
we need a permit to do these things, Mayor. They doesn't have.
I
to
know,
go back
but I mean, you know, I'm going to vote for this because you asked for it, okay? And I trust your judgment. No, seriously, I trust your judgment. I'm not going to second guess you, okay? You're very careful with our money. I've seen you, you know, for all these years being on this board and all that, but it really sticks in our craw that someone comes to us asking for $250,000, and you know, and in my own city, you know, there's no buzz about it, okay? And so, you know, I hope it comes off well. I hope we get thousands of people there, you know, but Dean Trantalis as mayor has never even asked to show up at this event, okay? You know, I don't get their approach to crowd activation, but certainly it would make more sense if they got the local people, not just their fans from around the country, more engaged in what's going on here. But anyway, I call the question. Let's go vote on this and move on.
Need a motion.
Well, there hasn't been a motion yet, and I have Romola wanted to speak first, so I'm going to recognize Romola.
I'll move the item, Mike.
All right. Stacy, you're on
Yes,
mute.
Stacy, it's last minute, whatever it is, it's an opportunity. We don't want to miss on it. And we want to move forward with it and be there, you know, this is a first time event and it's a mega event. So it's nice to be part of it. Is there somehow, can we get media or some marketing? Because we do big events, but then it becomes part of that big event. And then our name never comes out. And that's always been a concern. So please, please, please make sure that, you know, we get our name out at this event that's happening in Fort Lauderdale.
This event has been on television for 2 weeks, on commercials with both our logo and Alfa Romeo's for the past 2 weeks, on all the local channels. And
Okay.
Mayor, I completely agree with you. I will be completely honest with you. I don't want to fund this. I am so angry that this is dumped in our lap the last minute. You have no idea how angry I am about this. Unfortunately, I feel like we don't have any choice because we have
Okay, then let's
relationships
Stacy.
here.
Let's
But I
vote
agree with you.
Let's vote on this and let's get.
Can I make one last comment? And if the answer is no, Stacy, we need to support you on this. Can we spend less than they ask? Can we give them half the money? Would they be able to do it with that?
I promise you that we will reach out to them. We would request a recommendation for the full amount. And then, as you said, Andres, you know how tight I am with this money.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that that's the reputation. So we will squeeze everything out of them that we can. And when I say that, I mean, we will do our best to cut stuff that's not necessary or that we think can be cut with 3 days to go. I pledge to you that we will work on that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
A second motion.
All right, so I have a motion
I'll
by Mayor
second
Trent,
I'll second Mayor's motion.
Mayor Levy, or whoever seconded, I didn't hear.
It was Tim, but Mayor Lee or whoever.
You guys look alike.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so
So we
confused.
have-
There's too many mayors on this call, okay?
Hey,
The
You all
mayor's
look
second-
alike.
The mayor's asking for a motion, the mayor's put a motion on, and the mayor seconds it. We're good.
Right. And so to Ramola's point, I think we're going to see a lot of social media impressions. I went to that last one we funded at the last minute, that Wings, Wheels, and Fashion. That was all over the place with social media impressions. And they said they want to be here every year now in Fort Lauderdale because of that small funding that we did. So I have a motion and a second. Any other conversation? With that being said, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
That's it.
Please show that that passes unanimously. Any other business before us, Madam President?
No, thank you.
That was a good one, Stacy.
Party
All right.
here.
Let's
We're gonna
enjoy
adjourn.
the show.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Motion
you all.
adjourned. All in favor? I'll see you guys at
Aye.
the beach party.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See ya.